And fast out of the African Cup of Nations, the Super Eagles players are back to the different clubs to get things done and dusted. Come on, talking about flying high colors. Today on the show, we'll look at the top six Super Eagles players who did well in their club in the just concluded games that happened this weekend. We'll take it from number six down to number one. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're yet to subscribe, and of course, get notification button as we follow the top Super Eagles players for the week. Now let's start off with Ola. Now they was not part of the Super Eagles in the African Cup of Nations, but he had a great game for Nottingham Forest over the weekend where we saw him, make different, ball tackles, and he sits in the number six position. He missed out on the African Cup of Nations due to injury, but Ola who returned back playing in December for Nottingham Forest have since shown himself well, where he helped his team, defeat talk about Brentford in that very, very interesting game that took place in the EPL over the weekend. He sits comfortably in the number six position. The man they call Ola Aina. We definitely wish him more success. Hopefully, he helps his team more defensively and, of course, go front. Maybe give some assist. All right, let's move to the next player in number five position with nobody else but the man they call Paul Ochu. Yes, who had a great weekend where he had 71% accurate passes, one shot, and of course one goal for his club, Trabzonspor. Now, the Nigerian man has been on fire since he returned back from the African Cup of Nations. Someone talk about the fact that in the African Cup of Nations, he also did well, of course, scoring a goal for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Before the AFCON, he was on real fire for his club in Turkey, and he returned back into the same fire. And when he returned to make sure he had that one shot on target and one goal, a beautiful goal he scored in that particular game. And let's move to the next player, Taiwo Awoniyi, where he returned back to great football for Nottingham Forest. Nigerian guy scored his first goal after about 12 months, where he had one shot and one goal, 100% passing accuracy. Now, Taiwo Awoniyi showed himself that yes, he's back to do things well. He had a very beautiful celebration, which many, could talk about the fact that he has gone through a very rough time in the last 12 months. So we celebrate him today. I'll talk about the man called Taiwo Awoniyi, great player, and of course Nigerians just love him. We could talk about the fact that we just love him. We want to see the Kwara State man return back for the Super Eagles as he missed the African Cup of Nations, but of course he's fired up in his club where he scored the goal for his club this weekend. And let's move straight to Fulham, and number four on the list with nobody else but the man they call Samuel Chukwueze. Yes, Samuel Chukwueze might have been criticized during the African Cup of Nations, but he helped his team Fulham beat Brighton with 2-1, where he's had one goal and one shot with 60% pass on accuracy. Now don't forget that his club were 1-1, where he came up to do that wonderful thing for his club to help them win that game by 2-1. So great one for Samuel Chukwueze. He's doing well, making himself proud with his club. I talk about Fulham, where he's in real form. Don't forget the fact that we have other Nigerians in that particular club, likes of Basi and Alex Iwobi, and he's doing well there. And number two on the list will nobody else be but the man they call Ako. Yes, and Ako is doing it well for Sevilla. I think he has been that player that everybody talking about right now. He has 3 goals in the last 2 games for his clubs when he returned for the African back from the African Cup of Nations. Many will talk about the fact that Ako has going to show that resilience, and that player that is ready to fire things up. He had a great AFCON and he's already having a great season already with Sevilla, where he is back on fire. He just returned as if he never left, scoring 3 goals in 2 games. In the last game, he scored a decisive penalty that helped Sevilla to come out victorious in that particular game. And of course, everybody's talking about Ako Adams, about the fact that yes, this man keeps on doing the needful, not just scoring goals from open play, but scoring in penalties. And for many, this is just unique. I must praise at the man they call Ako Adams. Number one on our list is Victor Osimhen. Yes, he had 2 shots, 1 goal, 79% accuracy for Galatasaray over the weekend. Victor Osimhen, of course, returned back in his normal fire where he scored for his club. Now, ahead of his club game against City, the Galatasaray team had that game in the Turkish league where Victor Osimhen was on fire to score one beautiful goal. His team won that game by 3-1. Victor Osimhen scored 1 goal, but that goal was just wonderful. Like everybody talking about the fact, the ball control and the way he scored that particular goal. So no doubt, everybody will talk about the fact that the Nigerian players are already flying high, doing well for the different clubs already, and we can just wish them success. Don't forget to follow the next Don't forget to follow the next episode. We'll follow up on the biggest stories around the Super Eagles and how they are playing for their different clubs. And also we'll focus on Super Falcons. Subscribe here to subscribe, and of course get the notification button so you don't miss anything around the Super Eagles, Super Falcons, Nigerian national team, and what concerns sports.